Let me ask you something. What if I told you that one of the richest empires in human history started with no guarantees, no shortcuts, and years of people calling it stupid, before the billions, before the rockets, before the name Amazon became global? There was a man sitting in a garage, packing books by hand, losing money, and waiting. Watch this.
Going to be experiments, and if they're experiments, you don't know ahead of time whether they're going to work. Experiments are by their very nature prone to failure, but big successes, a few big successes compensate for dozens and dozens of things that didn't work. So, bold bets, AWS, Kindle, Amazon Prime, our third-party seller business, all of those things are examples of bold bets that did work, and they pay for a lot of experiments. I've made billions of dollars of failures at Amazon.com, literally billions of dollars of failures. And you might remember Pets.com or Cosmo, or give myself a root canal with no anesthesia very easily. None of those things are fun, but they don't matter. What really matters is companies that don't continue to experiment, companies that don't embrace harmony. It's a much better word. And I think for most people, it's about meaning. People want to know that they're doing something interesting and useful. And for us, because of the challenges that we have chosen for ourselves, we get to work in the future. And it's super fun to work in the future for the right kind of.
Today, I want to tell you a story that most people misunderstand. Because Jeff Bezos didn't win because he was lucky. He didn't win because he moved fast. He didn't win because everything worked the first time. He won because he was willing to wait longer than everyone else. While others chased shortcuts, Bezos chased longevity. While competitors obsessed over quick wins, he obsessed over the long game. Jeff Bezos once said, "We are stubborn on vision, but flexible on details." That sentence alone explains everything. Amazon didn't start as an empire. It started as an idea people laughed at. Years of losses, years of doubt, years where nothing made sense on the surface. And yet, Bezos stayed patient, not passive, patient with action. He believed that customer trust compounds, that small improvements repeated daily become unstoppable, and that if you think in 10-year timelines, most competition disappears. Bezos also said, "If you're not willing to be misunderstood for a long time, you're not going to do anything truly innovative." Let that sink in. Patience means being misunderstood, working when no one claps, building when no one believes. It means planting seeds today that won't grow for years. And if you stay until the end of this video, you'll realize something most people never do. Patience isn't weakness. Patience is discipline. Patience is vision. Patience is the most dangerous advantage on earth, because the people who can wait are the ones who eventually own the future. Jeff Bezos wasn't born into success. He wasn't handed an empire. There was no blueprint waiting for him. Long before Amazon, before the headlines, before the billions, he was just a kid watching his grandfather work. His grandfather didn't throw things away when they broke. He fixed them. Wires, engines, tools, everything had value if you understood it. That's where Jeff learned a lesson most people never do. Use what you have. Think long term. That mindset stayed with him. Years later, Jeff Bezos did what society calls winning. He landed a high-paying job on Wall Street. Smart, secure, comfortable. The kind of job people spend their entire lives chasing. But comfort has a cost, because while everyone around him was focused on salaries and promotions, Bezos noticed something different, something quiet, something most people ignored. The internet. It wasn't famous yet. It wasn't trusted yet. But it was growing at 2,300% per year. And here's where patience first shows up. Bezos didn't panic. He didn't rush. He didn't quit overnight. He studied it. He analyzed the trend. He imagined where it would be, not next year, but 20 years later. Because Jeff Bezos never thought in months. He thought in decades. And then he asked himself a question that would change his life forever. Will I regret not doing this when I'm 80? That wasn't an emotional question. It wasn't fear talking. It wasn't ego. It was patient logic. Because regret lasts longer than risk. And when he answered that question honestly, there was only one move left. Jeff Bezos walked away from safety, from certainty, from comfort, not because it was easy, but because the future rewards those who are willing to wait and work longer than everyone else. And that decision, that moment of patience over comfort, was the first brick in an empire that would change the world. Amazon didn't start as an empire. It didn't start with power, influence, or respect. It started as a simple online bookstore. Jeff Bezos, his wife, and a small team packed orders on the floor. No fancy offices, no titles, no safety net. They didn't even have desks. They used old doors as tables. That detail matters because it tells you everything. While the world looks at Amazon today and sees dominance, the beginning looked like struggle. And here's the part most people never talk about. Amazon lost money for years, year after year. The critics laughed, investors doubted. The media called it a bubble waiting to burst. Every headline said the same thing. This won't last. But Jeff Bezos wasn't building for applause. He wasn't chasing validation. He wasn't reacting to noise. He was building for time. Bezos once said, "If you're not willing to be misunderstood for a long time, you're not going to do anything innovative." That wasn't confidence. That was patience. Not reacting, not explaining, not panicking, just executing, day after day, when no one believed. While others quit when profits didn't come fast enough, Bezos stayed. He understood something most people never do. Short-term pain is the admission price for long-term greatness. Those years weren't wasted. They were foundational. And every order packed on the floor, every dollar lost, every laugh from critics was quietly turning patience into power. While competitors chased quick profits, Jeff Bezos chose something radical. He reinvested everything, not because he had extra money, but because he had a longer vision, better logistics, better customer experience, faster delivery, lower prices. Every dollar went back into the system. Wall Street hated it. Quarter after quarter, analysts complained. They wanted profits now. They wanted reassurance today. But Bezos wasn't working for quarterly approval. He was working on a 20-year timeline. Jeff Bezos believed one thing more than anything else. Customer trust compounds. And he understood what most people don't. Patience compounds. Reputation compounds. Consistency compounds. Small improvements done every day create unstoppable momentum. Most people quit when results don't show up fast. They panic, they pivot too early, they abandon the plan. But Bezos stayed when results were invisible. And that decision saved Amazon's life. When the dot-com crash hit, thousands of companies disappeared overnight. Valuations collapsed, dreams ended, Amazon survived. Not because it was lucky, but because it was built on patience. Patience didn't just protect Amazon, it positioned it. So when the world caught up to the internet, Amazon was already waiting, ready, prepared, unstoppable. That's the power of playing the long game. Here's the lesson. Patience isn't about waiting and doing nothing. Patience is working every single day, without needing validation, without instant rewards, without proof that you're winning. It's waking up and showing up when no one is watching. It's building quietly while the world is loud. It's believing in a future you can't yet touch. Most people quit right before the compounding begins. They mistake silence for failure. They mistake slow progress for no progress. They mistake doubt from others as a sign to stop. Jeff Bezos didn't. He kept going when profits were invisible, when critics were loud, when results were delayed. Because he understood something timeless. Great things grow slowly. If you feel behind, if the results are slower than you expected, if people doubt your vision or question your patience, you might be exactly where you need to be. Because patience doesn't announce itself. It works in the shadows. And when it finally reveals itself, it looks like overnight success. But it was never overnight. It was years of consistency, years of sacrifice, years of believing when it didn't make sense. So don't rush your journey. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay patient. Because the people who can wait are the ones who eventually change the game. If this message gave you clarity or strength, like this video so it reaches someone who needs it today. Subscribe if you believe wisdom still matters in a world obsessed with speed. And in my next video, we'll explore the mindset of other wise leaders like Jeff Bezos. People who used patience, discipline, and long-term thinking to build legacies that outlived trends. You don't want to miss it, because success isn't about moving fast. It's about moving right.